Now tell me, voice is clear? Actually, we are seeing the factors affecting on the rate of corrosion. In the factors affecting on the rate of corrosion, we have seen the two main points. Factors affecting on the rate of corrosion due to the. Now tell me everyone, voice is clear? Voice clear, Azmat now? Your problem solved? Okay. Now, actually we are discussing the factors affecting on the rate of corrosion. Here we are having two different types of factors which will affect the rate of corrosion. First one we are having the nature of the metal, and second one is the nature of the environment which is responsible for the corrosion. That is the reason they are calling it as the nature of corroding medium. So in the nature of metals we have seen total 6 points are there. First one, the position of the metal in the galvanic series. I will repeat that one in short. Just see. We have seen the factors which will affect on the corrosion. In that we have seen the first one, nature of the metal. In the nature of the metal we have seen the first point, position of the metal in galvanic series. Then second one we are having the over voltage. Then third one is the area of the anodic and cathodic parts. Next one, fourth one we are having the purity of metals. Then next one, the corrosion products. If it is volatile, what will happen? And the next one, if the corrosion product is soluble. Okay, so total 6 factors we have seen. In short, if you want to remember, except in over voltage, all the factors are directly proportional to the corrosion. Means if impurity increases, corrosion increases. If solubility increases, corrosion increases. If nature of the corroding material is volatile, then again the corrosion will increases. So that is the reason I am telling in one line, except the voltage, remaining all the 5 factors which is present, it is directly proportional to the corrosion. Now next time we are seeing the nature of corroding metal, of corroding environment or environmental conditions. So this is the main factor. In the first factor, 6 points we have seen. In the second factor, only 3 points are there. The 3 points in simple way you have to remember: if temperature, humidity increases, the corrosion also increases. Again, I will repeat: temperature increases, corrosion increases. If humidity increases, corrosion increases. And in pH values, if your metal is having the acidic nature, then corrosion is very fast. So this here, the 5 mark question is over. What is the question is there? We are explaining the factors affecting on the corrosion. Factors affecting on corrosion. So here clear. Now next and the last part, which is very interesting. I love this part from the in a current topic. So now you just tell me if you are having any problem or clear till now. So we are having last half an hour. Inshallah, we'll complete the metal coating because only we are having a single type of coating. Now voice is clear, but nobody is giving me any answer. Okay, if you people are not giving any answer, I feel this all the points are very simple. Have learned just 1 or 2 weeks before. So we are going for the surface coating. Till now in the chapter we have seen what are the problems are there due to the corrosion. We know we are using the metals in different ways in different most of the time we are using the metals and environment condition is also there. So what will happen? Corrosion is there. We can't stop the corrosion. We can't stop the corrosion, but by using some techniques, we can minimize it. We can reduce it. For that, we are having some different are there. In that, we are having some coating methods are there. So first one, only one method is given to you. That is called as the hot dipping. Hot dipping method. What is the meaning of hot dipping method? It is a process of generally used for coating of low melting metals on a metal having a relatively high melting point. In this process, the metal to be protected or to be coated metal is dipped in a molten water. I'll tell you in simple. Suppose I'm a any metal article is there or any decorative atoms or is there. What I will do, I want to protect that one. So I will just article and make a metal which will be acting as a protective metal of it. And I will just convert one metal into the liquid form. That metal a low melting point as compared to the melting point of the article. And I will dip my article melted metal and I will take out and I will just dry in the atmosphere. So what will happen? The complete metal is coated with the that different metals. And this type of process or coating of metal, we are calling it as the hot dipping. We are calling it as a dipping. So in hot dipping, generally two main procedures are there. First one is the galvanization and second one is the tinning. Out of these two, only one is in your syllabus and it is very important. How many want to write down the star? You can write on this one. Okay. So now we are going for the galvanization. General galvanization, coating of zinc on iron will be there. Okay, coating of zinc on iron or zinc on steel. If this type of coating is going, we are calling it as a galvanization. We are calling it as galvanization. Very easy, ma'am. If you will read it only and if you see the diagram now, you will easily. So here, first of all, I will explain and I will show you the diagram. Here we are using some another words pickling. Pickling is nothing but cleaning. So what we'll do, first of all, we have to select a particular article which we want to coat. So I'm taking a iron article and I will clean it. I will clean it by using the dilute H2SO4. By using the dilute H2SO4, I'm cleaning my article and this particular procedure is called as pickling. This particular procedure is called as pickling. Due to dust or rust, if it is present on the surface of my article, it is moved very easily. Then afterwards, I will take another bath and I will insert my article into the sink. And there I will wash my article by using the water. I will wash the article water. Continue washing will be there. Amount of water I will use and I will clean articles. When my articles are clean, then I will keep that one in the hot air for drying. For a hot air for drying. Then afterwards I will make a molten bath. In that I will take the zinc and I will convert it into its that is called as the molten zinc, and I will maintain the temperature when it's 425 to 430 degrees Celsius. This molten bath I covered with the ammonium chloride. Covered with the ammonium. What is the reason? I don't want that zinc will come in contact with the environmental condition. That is the reason I'm close tank when my process is on. So when I will dip my article into the zinc containing container, a coat will be or a coat will be done. After that coating is not uniform. That uniform. That is the reason I will place my in between the two. So what will happen by using those? I will make the rolling and I will remove the excess amount of zinc. See here, if you to you. Suppose I am taking the iron sheet. Here my iron sheet is there. What will I will do? First of all, in dilute H2SO4, I will dip my sheet and I will start the cleaning of the metal. Dust or rust will be there on my iron sheet. It will be removed. After that, this sheet I am transferring into the second bath. Here I am having the excess amount of water. With the help of water, my sheet is cleaned or washed. After washing, I am putting into the another that chamber. We are calling it as a hot water chamber. So with the hot water chamber, I am drying my sheet. Then I am shifting my sheet hot that will contain in the liquid state, and I am maintaining the temperature 425 to 430. Well, dipping process or coating will be done, and this tank I will be covered. If you see starting tank is open, starting two tanks are open. Third tank I am closing it with the ammonium chloride flux. What is the reason why we are closing? I don't want my zinc will come in contact with the condition. That is the reason only. Then after dipping my metal into the zinc, after some time I will remove it and I will place in between the two rollers. See, this is the two rollers are there. The between these two rollers are uniform and it is fixed one. That when my complete wire or sheet is coming in between that roll on, and whatever amount of zinc is there, it will be removed in this tank. Removed, and whatever is coming out, that is called as the galvanized sheet or galvanized sheet. And I will keep in a chamber where I am it for the cooling purpose. So what will happen? Slowly cooling your that chamber, we are calling it as healing. Now clear what is the meaning of galvanization? Because it is very important now. This question is very important. Today morning only I am seeing the previous papers, and time they are asking galvanization. 3 to 4 times they have asked this question. We are moving for the last part of our syllabus or our unit, that is nothing but the what are the different methods employed to control the corrosion, or simple question will become explain cathodic protection in detail. Explain cathodic protection in detail. Cathodic protection. In cathodic protection, what is the definition? The method of protection given to a metal by forcefully it will be behave as a cathode is called cathodic protection. Now I am just stopping here for 2 minutes. Now just give me, are you, if it is clear or you are having any doubt now? Then I will move for the next cathodic protection. I want the answer from all students now. If it is fast, you tell me, madam, it is fast. It is slow, you tell me it is slow. Okay, chaliye, jazakallah ma. Now we are going for the protection of metal. In the protection of metal, we are having so many different techniques are there, but in your syllabus, only one technique is given. That is nothing but we are calling it as a cathodic protection. In the cathodic protection, in our local language, you just understand we are forcing one metal to act as a cathode. It is not acting as a cathode, but forcefully we are trying that metal should be act as cathode. I will tell in Urdu. दो मेटल रहते हैं, दो मेटल में क्या रहता है, एक एनोड रहता है, एक कैथोड रहता है। लेकिन जो मेटल एनोड रहता हम उसको फोर्स करते कुछ प्रोसीजर से कि वो एज अ कैथोड यूज होना, बिकॉज वी हैव सीन इन द इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल करोजन ऑलवेज करोजन विल बी ऑकर ऑन एनोडिक साइड। क्लियर? क्या बोला है मैंने अभी आपको कि जब भी करोजन होता है वो जनरली कहाँ होता है, एनोडिक साइट पर ही होता है। तो कैथोडिक प्रोटेक्शन में हम क्या करते, एनोडिक पार्ट को कैथोडिक पार्ट में कन्वर्ट करते, एनोडिक पार्ट को कैथोडिक पार्ट में कन्वर्ट करते। दिस phenomena we are calling as a cathodic protection. Clear? We are calling it as a cathodic protection. So what is the definition is there? Forcefully we are making one metal to act as a cathode is called cathodic protection. Generally cathodic protection is of two types, or cathodic protection can be done in two ways. Cathodic protection can be done in two ways. First one we are calling it as a sacrificial anodic protection, and second one we are calling it as a impressed current cathodic protection. If you remember in the previous classes with diagram I have shown you, I have drawn one rod. Half part is acting as anode, half part is acting as cathode. If you have forgot that one, you just go through the previous videos and just see. Their explanation is very nicely given to you. Now also I will try here, but here diagram I am not drawing, I am showing you the main parts, what we have to write down in examination. So see, in this method of protection, metallic structure to be protected is called base metal. Which part of the metal we want to protect? That part of the metal we are calling it as a base metal. So what will happen? See here, I will try to draw for you if possible. It will take more time. Okay. Suppose this is my metal. Out of this metal, this half part I will write down in short. For anode A, my metal is there. The half part of my metal is acting as anode and half part of my metal is acting as cathode. It is clear. So what will happen? This part is protected because it is a cathode, but this part I want to protect one. So what I will do, I will introduce some conditions, or I will do something with this part of metal, that anodic part will be converted into the cathodic part. Okay, so whatever the part will be protected, this part we are calling it as a base metal. We are calling it as a base metal. So see, diagram is here. Okay, so what will happen? I will connect some different metal parts. I will take a small metal which, if you will compare this metal and this metal, the oxidation potential of this metal is more as compared to the this one. That is the reason this metal is undergoing corrosion, and I will connect it with a wire. I will connect it with a wire. So what will happen when I will compare these two metals oxidation potential? The oxidation potential of the this metal is more as compared to this one. So obviously, if the oxidation potential is more here, then this one it will be act as a, this is now it is acting as a cat anode, and now this one will be act as cathode. Clear? So what will happen when this is acting as anode and this is acting as cathode? Automatically it will be protected. So electron flow of electron from here to here will be there. So continue flow of electron is there, and one port will be formed, and he will sacrifice his complete life. This metal part will sacrifice his whole life to protect this big metal part. That is the reason we are calling this method as a sacrificial anodic protection. We are calling it as a sacrificial anodic protection. Generally, this type of protection techniques we are using in the big ships, in marine equipment. Clear? I think it's clear. These applications I have written to protect marine ship hulls. Here the diagram is there. I have shown you. See, a big there. I want to protect this all ship. So that is the reason I am introducing here a small piece of metal which is acting as a anode, sacrificial anode, and due to this, the whole metal will be protected. That is the reason we are calling it sacrificial anode protection, because that metal is sacrificing its complete life. Now we are going for the next type. Here are some examples are there. You see protection of the buried pipelines, underground cables, whatever underground cables are there. There also, if I want to protect this big pipe, I'm just introducing a small piece of sacrificial anode, and I'm converting my pipe to the cathode. So forcefully I'm converting. Now I'm going for the next type. We are calling it the immersed current cathodic protection. Immersed current cathodic protection. What's the difference between the first one and second one? Here we are forming the galvanic cell. Here a galvanic cell will be formed. We are using some AC lines and everything. See, in this method, impressed current, whatever current will be there, it is little but it is very small, more than the corrosion current is applied in opposite direction. There we are using the metals. There we are using the metals. Okay. Here we are using the current of the metal. Clear? We are using the metal current. So what is the statement is given? When the current is more than the corrosion current is applied, but the direction is reversed, in that time a cell reaction will be possible. So what will happen? Same thing will be there now. Here, this is a buried pipe is there. I want to protect this pipe. Previously, it is acting as my anode. So what I will do, I will introduce one more metal, and I will create a current here. So whatever current is produced here, it is little bit more than this one. Okay. So I will increase the current here, and I will move the electrons from here to here. So AC line will be there. So that is the reason your pipe will be protected here. What is the statement here? Current is applied in opposite direction to nullify the corrosion current, producing the in reverse cell reaction. Now what will happen? Anodic corroding metal is converted into the cathodic protected area from corrosion. Examples, the anodes which are using are insoluble. Which anodes we are using? The nature of that one, it is the insoluble. Most of the time we are using the graphite, high silica, iron, scarp iron, etc. We are using it. Here also for cathodic protection is there only. Both the examples of cathodic protection only. So here your topic is over. Everything I have explained in water chemistry and corrosion. If you want to ask me anything regarding this corrosion, you can ask me and simultaneously give me the attendance. Clear for Azmat only? Give the attendance, everyone. And one more thing you have to remember, you are having exam in my last class. I think that is on 28th or 29th. I just see the timetable. Wherever we are having the last class, in that you are having the exam. Online exam will be there. Aman, what you are asking is not clear. Attendance give once more. They don't write down again and again. So be prepared for your exam. Over. These many students are present. Okay. I will write down here. If anyone is missing, just inform me. Any doubt, ask me now only now. Any doubts? I am waiting for your questions. Azmat, Sharif, clear. Okay. After long time, Zaman, you are attending my class. Okay, I think no one is having any doubt. So here we are stopping today. Shanawaz, Asmad, Zaman, no one is having any doubt. If no doubts, everything is clear. Okay, chali, jazakallah. So everything is clear for everyone. Inshallah, in next class, I will complete the remaining chapters